or to try on hockey skates, or to try on a Shannon Sharp jersey and shoulder pads. But there's been a very, very popular exhibit for us, and the kids love it, as do the parents who take a lot of pictures. One of the great programs that the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame oversees, besides our annual induction banquet, our annual golf tournament at the Broadmoor, and the high school football championships here at Invesco Field, is we conduct and organize the tours of Invesco Field for the Denver Broncos. It's about an hour-and-a-half tour. It takes you into the press room, the locker rooms, up into the luxury suites, and ends up down on the field. It starts here in the museum, this desk right by the 2010 inductees. So a lot of great stuff to come see here at the museum. Take your time, bring your kids. We look forward to seeing you in the future.
Tom, nice job. And here's a look at the exhibits. September through May, open Thursday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. June through August, open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 until 3 in the afternoon. The museum is open for special hours during the Broncos home games. But you know what I love as a kid, when you get to hold on to the equipment, feel the equipment, and you know, when you grew up like I did in the 70s, and you watched Floyd Little, and you look at his shoulder pads, how small they were. They're here in the hall. I mean, things like that, they're priceless.
Oh, it's great. It's, you know, not only seeing some of the items from the Hall of Famers, but one of the exhibits we have in here that I had mentioned earlier was the Kids Zone.
Right.
And we have the 25,000 people a year who come through.
Yeah.
About 5,000 are students, and many of which are underprivileged. And for them to get a chance to go into the Kids Zone and try on uniforms and feel the equipment, it's great, because very seldom do they even get a chance to come to a facility like this or a stadium.
Yeah, I remember you talk about greats. Lionel Taylor, when I saw his shoulder pads. I mean, they look like
little bitty ones.
Yeah, they look like little league shoulder pads. This guy was getting beat up all over the place, but it really makes you appreciate what these athletes went through.
Well, he caught about 100 passes that one year. They're all 2-yard outs, but he caught 100.
He caught them.
Just think how far we've come, because you look out there and here's Trapuka drawing up plays in the infield dirt. You know, the general manager, Dean Griffin, is fighting for a football in the stands because it's a one-ball league, you know. And now look at the Broncos, you know. We were a big league town.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, one of the great photos here in the museum is Bears Stadium without the decks on it before it became Mile High, of course. It's just, I mean, it's just great to see that parking lot full. And that was Bears Stadium. That was Mile High Stadium. Let me talk about the golf tournament, why this is so important, and the events that happen, that take place, obviously, the banquet, the golf tournament, and Championship Saturday. But the golf tournament is huge, isn't it?
It's this year, September 12th and 13th at the Broadmoor. It's the 6th annual golf tournament we've had. And all of our events and programs, be it the induction banquet in April, the golf tournament in September, and Championship Saturday in December, as well as the tours, they fund us. We do not receive funding from the state or federal. Very little funding from foundations. We survive off of our events. And the golf tournament especially supports and honors the Gold Crown Foundation and the Colorado Golf Association, the Colorado Women's Golf Association, and the Colorado Junior Golf Association. It also includes the Evans Eisenhower Scholars.
Right.
So it's a great weekend. We go down, everybody spends Sunday night at the Broadmoor, and we play the Broadmoor East Golf Course on Monday morning, and it's terrific. I think it's the best tournament in the state.
Not a bad track. What about Championship Saturday? I think that's huge for the state. I love the fact that at least we can see the 4A and 5A here in Invesco Field for the football championship. It's
really a good deal, and I was delighted. ISPN stepped up and the kids deserve. What is amazing to me is you're talking about the golf tournament, you're talking about the banquet. It's a down economy. We had so many people at the banquet because we had a good group to induct and everything. But in a down economy, you expect it was going to be tough. It wasn't tough at all.
Sure.
It was really well done.
We had 900 people at the banquet, and the golf tournament was about sold out. And then Championship Saturday, we draw about 15,000 people a year, you know, for the high school kids. It's great. So.
Well, this is a special place, and we're celebrating it right now here on Altitude. When we come back, we're going to show you the 2010 inductees and talk about them, including Joe Sakic. Great Joe Sakic. Stay tuned. Downtown Denver, Invesco Field at Mile High, home of the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame. And there's a look at the 2010 inductees here into the hall. And hello again, everyone. I'm Blake Olson along with Irv Brown and Tom Lawrence, and we are celebrating basically 45 years of history here in the Hall of Fame, 5 decades. And here's a look at that 2010 class. Joe Sakic, Mike Shanahan, 2 world championships back-to-back. Larry Zimmer, the great voice of the University of Colorado Buffaloes. Bob Blasey, he's an outstanding football coach at the University of Northern Colorado. Mark Johnson, excellent baseball coach, Cherry Creek, and Dean Lahr. And this guy has a story to tell. But Joe Sakic, excited about being an inductee.
Well, it means a lot. Obviously, we got here 15 years ago, and it's been a great 15 years. We created a lot of memories here in this state and in this city, and to be inducted with all these great athletes and sports personalities, it's truly an honor. Especially right now, for my family and I, this is home, and makes me real proud to be here.
It's truly an honor for me, to come into the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame. As you know, so many years that I've been emceeing this banquet or inducting other people, to be on the other side of it is sort of unbelievable. So I'm thrilled and I'm very humble.
All right, Larry Zimmer, congratulations to him, and Joe Sakic, of course. You look at Joe Sakic, and he's another guy that's kind of adopted this state, and a true pro all around, on and off the ice.
Oh, absolutely. I had a funny story at the banquet. He asked to talk to me, and I went over, which was an honor to begin with, and he just told me how honored he was and how surprised he was to even be inducted into the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame, which just put me back. And he says, I haven't lived here that long, and he said, I haven't done much. I go, oh my God, Joe, what you've done for the sports community here,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It shows how humble he is.
They don't make him any better now. We had an interesting contest. If John Elway is the president, he's the best ever. Who's the vice president? A lot of people think it's Joe Sakic. Wow. He handles himself well. Not only could he play, he's a good person, and that's the kind of a guy you want in the hall. You really do.
I got to know Coach Shanahan in the late 90s. I saw every snap of practice for about 5 years, and I appreciate him more than I could ever explain. And I'm so glad he's a member of the Hall. I mean, once again, a no-brainer. But I don't think people understand how much passion, really, truly, he has for the game from the time he goes to bed, the time he wakes up to the time he goes to bed.
Oh, I think it's 24/7 with Coach Shanahan. I personally can't say I've ever met anybody more intense. And focused on what they do.
And he cares about the state as well. I mean, he has a passion for the state, and I think he appreciates the Hall as much as anyone.
He did a great job for this city. He really, and the state. And a lot of people don't realize just how good he was to Colorado School of Mines. He was terrific. I tell you, I can't think of too many banquets where he wasn't there. That's the kind of guy you like. I hope people don't forget Shanahan, because it ended, you're going to make more enemies than friends the longer you stick around. That's just the way it is when you coach. He did a terrific job for the state.
One of the inductees, of course, and you're a voice that we all grew up with, and we think about sports and Colorado sports when we hear Irv's voice. But Larry Zimmer, I mean, this guy, some of the big games, the huge games in Colorado history, I mean, they're implanted in your memory.
Oh, Larry's voice, it's one of those, it comes up, you know exactly who it is. And interesting thing, for me, I've known Larry, and then even going back to Bob Martin when they did the Bronco games, but very avid opera and classical music fan.
Right.
Absolutely, and they got me into it. He and Bridget, his wife.
Well, and you think back about things that you heard Larry Zimmer say. And I remember driving up, we were doing a golf tournament, and I was listening to Larry Zimmer, and he came on and he said, Len Bias is dead. And it's something that just cold shock and everything. Third pick overall in the draft, and Larry is really, really been great for this state. He's done a great job for CU, but he also teaches up there. Right. And him and his wife have a scholarship for the university. Yeah. Good people.
Absolutely. All right, and I'm with some good people, two great people right here, Tom Lawrence and Irv Brown, and we're celebrating the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame. When we return, we're going to ask these guys who their favorite Hall of Fame member is. Irv, you can't name yourself now. All right, there's TD. Stay tuned. Well, the Hall benefits so many great organizations. Tom, tell us about that real quickly.
Well, besides honoring the great Hall of Famers, our board decided several years ago to honor youth sports. And so organizations like Special Olympics, the National Sports Center for the Disabled, the Colorado Golf Association, Sportswomen of Colorado, Gold Crown, on and on. It's actually just one of the most fun things that we do.
All right, welcome back to Colorado Sports Hall of Fame inside Invesco Field at Mile High here with Tom Lawrence and Irv Brown. Irv, your favorite Hall of Famer, Colorado Sports Hall of Famer, who and why?
You can pick them all. I'll take Jack Dempsey from Manassas, Colorado. He'd walk into a bar and say, I can lick any man in here. They say at one time he was more popular than Babe Ruth in New York. I thought that was a great class with him and Whizzer White and Dutch Clark. I'll take Jack Dempsey.
That's tough to top, absolutely.
Mine is one I didn't even know about before. Was Glenn Morris from Simla, who played at Colorado A&M and was a great decathlete, won the gold medal in the 36 Olympics, the Berlin Olympics, the Hitler Olympics, and won the Sullivan Award that year, and then became the first Tarzan in the Tarzan movies.
Right, amazing.
It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people think Barry Helton was the greatest athlete from Simla. But he was topped, maybe number 2. I think it's Dave Logan because I grew up with Dave Logan, seeing him play 3 sports at the University of Colorado, opportunity to play professional sports in the NBA, the NFL, did in the NFL for 8 years, and Major League Baseball. It's incredible. Well, this has been a great time for us. Tom, thank you very much. Irv, thank you. Good luck to the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame. And come on down to downtown Denver in the stadium here and enjoy the exhibits, the museum. We had a ball. You will too. We'll talk to you next time.